Oh, how fabulous. Hi, and welcome to How Fabulous by Toni and Co. I'm Toni, and in today's episode, we talk to, and I always say we talk to, but obviously I'm talking to her, but you know, it's that. The very fabulous lady called Hanh Tran. Now, Hanh I met, a long time ago through a mutual friend. Now, she's a little pocket rocket. She's about this tall, and she's just a little force of nature. She calls herself a seamstress, but in fact, she is a very beautiful tailor. She, as a designer, she has a couple of different businesses. So what she does is way more than sewing. She actually crafts beautiful dresses. So she does wedding dresses, formal dresses, all those fabulous things. And in fact, I've seen one of her collections from a fashion parade she did, which just blew my mind. So there's that. And we talk about how she started, why she does it. You know, she's full of ideas, this lady. So Hanh, I hope you enjoy listening to her episode. It was fabulous catching up with her. Hello and welcome to How Fabulous by Toni and Co. I'm Toni, and today my very, very, very fabulous guest is Hanh, and it's H-A-N, silent H, because I always get it transposed in my brain and write it the other way. So that's the beer way. This is the beautiful girl way, right?
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Now, we're very lucky that actually Hanh is here today, because she gave me maybe 3 or 4 excuses as to why she could not come. Too busy working, which actually I agree, because Hanh is one of the hardest workers I've ever seen in my life. And that you were something else, and then, but you just were a bit nervous about it, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, but she's here, and this is an excellent thing, and I'm so honoured that you've actually...
I'm honoured to be here.
You've come in, because I actually wanted to share your story, because and we'll go into what you do and how you got in there and why you do what you do, because you do a lot of things. One of the things that you do is you have a couple of businesses that I know of, but you've probably got 17 others that I don't know of. You're a designer, seamstress, you make things, you create things, you are artistic, and therefore artistic styling is one of your businesses, and another is Habitra. Tell us about artistic styling. What's that about, Hanh?
That's just an alteration shop, but I've kind of modernize it. I want to be able to give people advice. I'm just not just a tailor, but also somewhere where people can come and be comfortable getting advice on old things or new things that they're unsure about, or unsure about their body shape, what suits them, what doesn't suit them, and then help them wear that style for their body shape, and not to make them feel like only certain things fit, or only certain things that they can wear. Any body shape can wear anything, but it's where you tailor it, proportion it.
Correct. And it is it's about being able to help your client. And I've seen some of the before and afters, and an example are the wedding dresses. So you call yourself, I'm just a seamstress, but you are an amazing tailor, you're a designer, and your attention to detail is really quite extraordinary. I've seen it, and we'll go into this as well. I saw you design a whole range, and you had those outfits, those creations, in a full-on fashion parade that you just made. What? Anyway, so I want to talk about that, because that was amazing. When I saw that, I thought, oh my goodness, seamstress, whatever. Your wedding dresses, for example. So a lot of women come to you and they've got, so it can be a beautiful dress, but it just is hanging off and it's too big and it falls and it's, you will look at it with your amazing eyes and go, okay, body, how does that process work for you? How do you make it fit for them? That material that could be quite crazy and gapey and too big and therefore doesn't suit that body. How do you approach that?
I never stress about anything. I kind of just go for it, and I do tell everyone that I'm still learning. I don't think that I know everything, so I just go, yep, this needs to be done, boobs are too big, hips are tight. So I find the problem, and then I'm like, well, now how do I fix it, and how do I make it better? And sometimes it doesn't happen straight away, and we'll do a fitting, and I'm like, okay, that needs a little bit more, or that needs a little bit less. And my customers are so amazing that they are patient, and they have they have trust in me to say, yep, she's gonna keep working on it until it's perfect.
Yeah,
and they're
there
so
it
good.
is.
Yeah,
There
they're
it
so
is
good
right
like
there.
that.
Trust, because if they can't trust you with, and I keep using the wedding dresses because you just do that so exceptionally well, and it is one of the most special outfits that someone can wear. It really is, along with a tuxedo or something like that. It's so special. It means so much. There's so much meaning behind a wedding dress and the one that you choose. And when you go bring it to Hanh, artistic styling, and go, I know it's got good bones, I know it can look great, but I want it to, and then they hand it over to you. There's a really special relationship, no doubt.
Yes, and through all the fittings we build a relationship, and we're like friends. We talk about a lot of stuff, and then when they leave, I miss them. Because some of them,
and I bet you they miss you too.
Yeah, with some of them, they only come for the wedding dresses. Like, not many people alter their clothes, but for the weddings, they have to come to me. And then after 3-4 fittings, and we've built that relationship. I see them go, and I'm like, don't forget to send me photos. Like, don't forget me.
How can anyone forget Hanh? Like, you just don't. Once you meet you, you're like, oh, she's such a little pocket rocket, You're like a little, I don't mean this in a terrible way, like a little meteorite that sort of just comes in and just goes, brah, here I am. And it's very difficult because you and I met through Lil,
a friend, yeah.
And we were at a fashion parade, not our fashion parade, but another one that we were both watching. And I remember Lil saying, "Oh, this is Hanh," and I was like, "Oh yeah, what do you do?" And he said, "Oh, I do this and blah blah blah," and then I dress people and I make stuff and I blah 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 blah. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. And my brain had to catch up with what you were doing, and then skip forward outside of that, and knowing that you were a creator, we came along to one of your a fashion parade that you were one of the designers for. Tell us about, without, you don't have to mention the name of it, but how the heck did you get into that and go, I'm going to design a whole, how many outfits?
12 dresses, gowns.
12 dresses, like full on, beautiful gowns. The tulle was my favourite because I'm mad for a tulle.
Which one was that?
Yeah, the black one with the tulle.
Yeah, that's funny because that's the one that, so I ran out of time, and that was the one that I just whipped up. Because I said, oh, this is crazy, because it was a busy time, spring, we had weddings, we had debs, so while work was crazy busy, I had to finish 12 dresses for a fashion show, and this is how I work better under pressure, but that pressure was just horrendous. I ran out of time, and I said, I'm just going to whip up this black leather
amazing
bralette tube thing and the black tutu, and a lot of people loved that one.
It looked incredible. And there was a red one as well. So where did you draw on your inspiration for your the Habitra gowns, the designs?
I look at, because I work with customers on a daily, and for myself as well, I change my hair constantly.
Look at her fabulous hair.
And when you change something...
She's not joking about that either, like it always changes.
When you change something, it challenges you to work on yourself and go, oh, now this doesn't go with what I'm wearing, what I have been wearing, now how do I change my style? So it's just updating. You're always like updating, upgrading, and having fun with it. Do you know what I mean? So you don't have to be boring, you know, monotone all the time and have the hair that will suit every outfit. So I do that. So then with Habitra, it's like I look at, you know, your face, your neckline. You could look nice in a certain neckline. How do I make this a little bit funky, grungy, but then also have something feminine as well? Like I like to mix different styles together.
And do you create for both females and males, or just females?
Just females, yeah.
Just females, okay. And do you think that, so do you sell your creations?
Not at the moment, because...
Why not?
Well, we had the fashion show 2019, and then I was going to start marketing. The range that I did for that fashion show was the samples, and then I thought I'll get people in, I'll get some photos done, and just market that. And then, well, COVID happened, so a whole year of no events, you know, no work, nothing. So even now, like, no one's going anywhere, no one needs dresses, red carpet gowns.
Everyone needs a fabulous dress.
So I'm just displaying them in my window at the moment, and
well, you need to send us some photos so I can put it in our videos and YouTube and everywhere, because people need to see your creations. They're just incredible. The fact that you whipped up the leather and the lace, not the lace, the leather and the tulle in so little a time, you know. And it's interesting because you, when you came in here and I was saying, oh shit, I didn't say oh shit, I said how do you describe yourself? And you said, oh, I'm just a seamstress. And you're actually not. And I go, yeah, but what about Habitra? What about... And you kind of are one of those you know, women that do a lot, but you're kind of really humble about it and just go, oh, yeah, let's do that, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. And you're actually not. You're really quite fabulous, which is why you are here on How Fabulous today, because you are so clever and clever at what you do, but you are still quite humble about what you do as well. And that's a really nice combination.
Thank you.
To watch what you do. So do you think now, okay, so COVID's gone, do you reckon that you're going to be selling your outfits? And FYI, I think you should. That's why I've asked you twice now. Like, just
through
do it.
COVID, what I've learned, what I've discovered is the wedding business doesn't go out. So
exactly. If anything, don't you reckon it gets more? People are more, oh my goodness, I just want to get, and I want to
do this. Yes.
Yeah.
So I might turn them into wedding gowns.
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
But what about formal dresses? Like, events are coming back though, and you could. So let's have a scenario here. If I decided we were going to have a fabulous party, could someone come to you and go, look, here's kind of an idea. Can you?
Yes, of course.
Create it?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're not just a seamstress. See how I tricked her into just admitting that? So you're not. So you create, but you also do amazing tailoring. And in fact, we were talking about this. My late dad, I'm bringing you his tuxedo that he wore to my wedding, to you in your safe, beautiful hands to make fit me. And
I can't wait.
You know. I mean, that'll be done with a lot of love, no doubt.
I always get excited for seeing the transformation at the end.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing, and some of the things that I see on your page is that, you know, sometimes something looks okay on someone, so they've got a dress on and it's a bit here or it's something, you know, and you go, oh yeah, passable. But then you do your little magic thing and it takes it in a little bit here, there, just really, you kind of, I don't know, there's probably hours and hours and hours of work behind that, and you might add sequins or sparklies or whatever it might be, or put a panel in, and all of a sudden it's gone from, you know,
average,
a passable 6 or 7 to, you know, out of 10 to a flipping 10 out of 10. You know, it's that eye for detail. So have you always been interested in creating? Like, let's go back. Let's go back at school. What were you doing at school? Were you drawing pictures of dresses?
Yeah, we did. I did a lot of art, so I love drawing. I love drawing portraits. I love drawing faces. I used to do that in my spare time, which I don't have time to do now. I loved life drawing, and a lot of gesture drawings. I just love. It's like you're just letting yourself free, like. And just like scribble.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't have much time for that nowadays. But funny thing is, growing up, my parents, they sew for a living, and
I've met your mum.
Yeah.
If you think Han is gorgeous and cute, you should see her mum. She's so beautiful.
She's so little.
Yeah, she's so little.
It's funny too. My customers, they all come in and call her mum. Say hi, mum.
Yeah, she has that way about her. She's just a lovely lady. Yeah.
So we had to sew and help my parents out, me and my brother, when we were younger, and I absolutely.
And how young were you? Like,
I reckon we were 13, 14, 15, something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hated it. It's really funny because I hated sewing.
At the time you hated it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, when I grow up, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this ever again.
Did your mum just laugh and go, huh? Do you remember that conversation?
No, she was like, I didn't make you do anything. You probably helped us for like an hour or something. Like,
yeah.
Not much.
But in your mind, you were like working every day and not going to school because you had to sew.
Or not going to sleep.
Yeah. And so you helped them in their business. And so do they still do that now?
No, they don't do that anymore.
So you took over the market. So you actually learnt by watching and doing. So you're visual
Just
learner.
like doing simple straight sewing, and then now it's more technical.
Yeah, right. And so then after your parents showed you how to do it, what did you do? Did you go and do a course somewhere, or are your skills life taught? Mine are, definitely. I didn't sort of study anything.
I say a bit of both. So I did study art and design, not knowing where I was going to go, like marketing or graphic designing.
I can't imagine you doing that.
No?
Knowing what you do now, I can't imagine you going to be working in an office somewhere. That would be unusual.
Well, that's the
strange.
thing, like that's what my mum wanted for me, to sit in the office and not do any hard labour. And then, it didn't sit with me. No,
wasn't for you.
After the first year of TAFE, I moved to fashion designing in Box Hill. I think I was there for 3.5 years. Yeah.
Fashion design. And what sort of things do you study at doing fashion design?
Fabrics.
Can you hear that?
What's that?
Because we can hear that. There's a business next door or somewhere that does something. So this is like a saw or some sort of big engine. So I'll just talk a little bit louder. Oh, there it stopped. Thank you. Anyway, proceed. We work with everything here. Like it's very casual.
We were taught grading, pattern making.
What's grading?
Grading is sizing. So after you make your pattern for a jacket, for say, you've got to grade it to different sizings. So if you had your own label, you would make sizes. You could do like a 6 to 12, or if you want to do like bigger sizes, you can do that range as well. So you got to learn how to do that.
Yeah, right.
But now they have computers for that.
But so when you make a pattern, like what do you do when you make a pattern? Is it like from paper or is it material?
From paper. So make it from paper and then you cut it out. So you do the measuring of the body and then you make the pattern and then you cut it out in a calico and then we sew it up, make a mock-up, see how it fits, do alterations on there.
And so you did it on other students?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
And then whatever alterations you do in there, you've got to take that and then put it back onto the paper. Work it out.
Wow.
So until you get the perfect pattern.
Yeah, right.
So once you get the perfect pattern, then you grade it and have sizings.
Yeah, right. So it's very technical. It's not just I think I'm creative and I'm going to make amazing, amazing dresses and just sew it.
Yeah.
It is very, very technical.
It's a lot of work.
Both sides of your brain working. Yeah, right. And so 3 years of that. So you came out. Yeah. So you know your stuff, technically as well as just what's in here and in here. it's all going on. And so what did you do once you left TAFE?
I worked at an alteration shop part-time, I think, when I was studying. And then after that, my boss at the time, he started franchising his stores, and my boyfriend, which is my husband now at the time,
he's lovely too. He's so lovely.
He was like, why don't we buy one? And I thought, with what money? Like, I was like 22. Like, that's really, like,
that's so young.
I'm still a baby. And I thought, where the hell am I going to get this money from? But yes, mum and dad helped us out, and my boss sold me one of his businesses, like franchised it out.
Wow. So 22, you had your own business, like an actual place, bricks and mortar business.
Yes.
Damn. Yep. So you got the drive, haven't you?
Did that for 5 years, and then I just went out on my own. Yeah.
And then so you've been on your own since then? Just designing, doing all that sort of stuff. Do you think you'd ever teach? Like, would you? I do think about it. So I do think about a lot of things that I could do when I retire. Oh my gosh. Okay, so when will that be?
Teaching, or doing sewing classes. Like, there's so many things I can do in my business. Doing styling seminars, like little groups, so that just help women, you know, get out of their shell and not feel like, oh, I'm putting myself out there if I dress up. Like, no, you're just looking after yourself, making yourself feel good.
Yeah.
So
it's hand in hand, isn't it? And we've had lots of guests on here, and of course, you know, my take on, especially women who forget about themselves. Often that they go under kids and the work and the husband, and we're like down here somewhere. We often forget about ourselves, and we often lose ourselves in there somewhere, especially when we have children.
Because life is busy.
Yeah, it's really busy, and the next minute you wake up and it's like 3 years have gone, and then there's 5 years, and then, you know, before you know it. And I found this after Jack, and it'd be interesting to see, because you have a son, but I really lost my way after I had Jack. I had no clue. Well, obviously my body shape had changed, and I had Jack quite late at 35, which is relatively late these days. And I had no idea what I should have, and I think that's probably why I found my way here, because I just had a hell of a time working out. I just didn't really know what my body shape was, or who this body was, and who I was in the world. You know, because mum, wife, shit cleaner upper, you know what I mean? Like, it was all this sort of stuff. And to be able to help women who go through that is a really lovely thing to be able to do. It's very, very satisfying, and you would find the same thing, you know, and that there's not one size fits all.
No.
And it's about your shape. So it doesn't matter if you're size 6, 10, 14, 18, 22, 26, bigger, smaller, beanpole, you know, whatever. It's okay to just look at your body the way it is today and go, it's okay. I'm good with this.
Yeah.
And dress the way you should for you,
but
and
also
dress for nobody else.
It's confidence though. Like, we have like bigger girls come in and they dress like really well. I'm like, damn girl, like,
I love it.
Yeah.
It's confidence.
It's confidence.
But it's also, so confidence is an interesting one, I think. You know, you can't just, confidence doesn't, it's not a magic thing that someone goes, here, I have some of that, and you go, boom, there it is. Real confidence comes with really understanding your own body, doesn't it?
Or yourself, really.
Or yourself, yourself and your body, everything. And I think, I'd be interested to see what you think, is confidence something that you feel like you have to have all the time, or does it switch on and off?
No, we're human, so
there it is.
We have to. There's going to be times where you're a little bit insecure, you're anxious, or, you know, you're down. But yeah, you're allowed to have those days, that time, you know, grieve or do whatever, be sad, cry it out, whatever, and then move on. You know, we're allowed to. So a lot of my customers come in, and I do tell them, it's just, what's the worst that can happen? Or why does other people's thoughts matter?
Yeah.
Because a lot of my brides, we always focus, because I have this massive ass mirror in my shop, and we stand there in front of the mirror and we focus on that thing. Everyone has a thing. Everyone has a thing that they're insecure about themselves. So when they're standing in front of that mirror, they're focusing on that. And I said, look, when you walk into the church or the reception, no one's going to go, oh, look at that. Like, no, they're going to look at you as a whole. And I think on a daily basis, when you walk out into the world, or get your coffee in the morning, go into the office, people look at you as a whole and not go, oh, I think you got this massive pimple on your face, like whereas we would focus on it ourselves, on whatever it is that we're unhappy about. But we need to understand that not everyone is staring at that thing that you're insecure about.
But how do you get that? How do you get that? How do you get that? How do you find the confidence?
I find that I work on myself every day. If there's a situation that I haven't come past before and it made me feel down or had a negative effect, so afterwards I'll go, well, how would I handle that better next time? Or I think about the situation and go, oh, how does that affect me? Does it affect me? Will it affect me tomorrow? Let's be sad about it now and then get over it. It's not gonna, it actually doesn't help me on a daily, or it doesn't affect my business. If it doesn't affect me personally or affect my family, then why am I letting it why would you dwell on something for so long?
Do you think that having children or having a child makes you look at that differently? Because the reason I ask is that for me, having a child, and we were talking about, everything else goes below and we sort of down here sometimes, but you have to kind of bring yourself up and go, if I'm not okay, no one else is going to be okay. But when you have a child, I don't know if it's much easier or it's just a thing that I find I do try and be a better person, especially as Jack's getting older, because he's out there in the world, with his peers, and they're having, almost adult conversations. He's a teenager now. If I behave in a way that is weird, or that's not very nice, or he sees me not being me or real or doing me, then I don't want him to think that that's normal. I want him to see all the shit.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Good, bad, whatever. But and not try and sort of sugarcoat it for him. But also, I try and be better, because I want him to pick up good stuff. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Do you do that, like, more so than when I was single and there was no one really to keep me accountable? Some of the crazy shit I did, I think, oh God.
I think it comes with age also, though.
For sure.
The older you get, the less you kind of give a crap about anything. But my son, funny you say that, because he's very shy, and then sometimes I'll go home like, I'm gonna do my hair red. Like, what do you think? And he'll say, can you just be normal? When he was in
this is normal, darling. This is mummy being normal.
But the thing is, when he was in prep, I had bright blue hair, so I would drop him off, and all the other mums would go, oh, look at her, like, she's got blue hair.
I love it.
So it's been normal. And also, for me, because I've met so many families with young children, even teenagers, who are struggling, and because we live in this world now with social media and all that stuff, it's really hard to bring up kids not having that self-confidence. So with my son, I'm not stressed about academics. Like, obviously I do want him to do well, but I'm more stressed about him being confident.
Agree. I totally agree with that. and doing him.
Yes,
And
not
that's
worrying.
What,
and
that's the thing. You
again,
know,
letting things go. Like
correct. It's so important. It is so important, and I think all of those sorts of things tie into confidence. You know, dressing for yourself, dressing for your shape, so that you do feel comfortable and not uncomfortable when you go out into the world. Not worrying about whether it's in fashion or, you know, not the latest thing. Not worrying whether it costs a lot or doesn't cost a lot. You know, it is what it is.
If you like it,
if you like
absolutely,
it, do it.
yes.
Doing you, and I think that's the thing, and that's what, for me, you come across as one of those sorts of people. You do you, and I think that's a really great trait to be able to do. And you know, I'm sure there's days that, you know, you go, oh, I don't know about me, and you know, we all do, like you were saying. But essentially, you do you, and that's great. You know.
Yeah. But it's just like, if you, it's for everyone else too. Like if you were like down, like no one wants to be around you. Like.
Yeah, but I think sometimes, you know, you just need time on your own. You know, you're a busy lady. I actually don't know how you handle doing what you do. Like, I thought I was busy, but, you know, hello. You are a very, very busy lady. And, you know, you have a great presence on social media as well. So, you know, we have to learn that whole kind of side of stuff. But then how much do you invest, and, you know, doing your business and creating still, and then bringing the best to every client that walks in. So there's all of that.
I just think it's not a job. It's just, let's go in and have fun. Like,
I think so.
Like everyone that walks through the door, we kind of have a conversation, and then my day's like really, it's fun. Like, I don't think of it as work. Yeah. That's how you should live though. Like, if you have doubts about anything, like, you can change it. You are the only person that can change your future, your life, or the situation that you're in. If you don't like it, you can change it, you know. So what makes you happy? Like, you do it for you.
There it is right there. Thank you. Wise sage words from Han. Yeah. So I ask most of my guests this. Sometimes I forget because we just get talking and I totally forget about it. But what do you think you're going to be doing in about 5 years? What would you like to be doing?
I think, and I've been saying this for years, but hopefully my label will be out and more established, and it's something that I can do on a regular basis. Yeah. You
need to do that.
Yeah.
You're so talented. You need to do that. I will be one of the first people wearing the label, the Habitra. We'll put all of the details on the post and everything, and you need to follow Artistic Styling and Habitra on Instagram if you don't already. Like, have a look at what Han does. It's really incredible.
Thank you, Toni.
Oh, look at it. It's so cute. It looks like a little movie star in there, doesn't it? So was that so bad?
Yes.
Okay, thanks for coming in. Thank you so much, Han,
no,
and all the best with your business moving forward. I know it'll just be, you know, once you decide that actually today's the day I'm starting that label and it's going to be out there, it's on. Yeah, it'll be on.
Yeah, it's just getting started, isn't it?
Yeah, but, you know, like I felt quite lucky to be able to help you have a new, you know, create a new vision for your workspace, and then you know, I no sooner come for a consult and go, oh, I think this. I get this text. I'm driving. I wasn't looking at it when I was driving. I got home first, and then I looked at it and went, oh my gosh, it's already started to do the thing. Like, it was like, go. So once your time is right, it's going to be on. Watch out.
If you leave stuff, you just procrastinate. So yeah, as soon as you left, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing this.
Yeah, and it did, and it happened, and now it looks amazing, and it's just
I just got to feel it with clothes, on my clothes.
Thank you.
Thank you.